Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're going to be performing a spiritual lobotomy on one of the so-called big business gurus that perhaps some of you, or maybe even a lot of you, are mentally masturbating to. So we're going to look at the 10 years of business advice, right? For successful business, making millions of dollars, millions, trillions, you get it, right? So we're gonna be breaking down a video from Leila Hormozi, which is like the OG of productivity, business, right? There's this big figure. And I'm actually gonna show you that all of your favorite gurus, they are full of shit. They know nothing about business. They know nothing about business, and all they do, they just run from themselves. They build themselves a mental prison of success. This is not the true success. This is the fake facade, and I'm gonna show it to you. And I'm gonna fucking demolish every single, maybe not every single, but I'm gonna demolish all that BS. Okay? So let's just get into it, okay?
I achieved $100 million net worth by the age of 28, and I currently run a $500 million portfolio. And in this video today, I want to share with you a decade of business advice that allowed me to achieve those things.
You know, first thing first is, if you have to flex with the numbers like this, with your achievements like this, like scream out loud, oh, I achieved this, like $100 million, I do this, I do that. This is like how to instantly spot that someone has a fragile ego. Someone has very small balls, right? I don't give a fuck about your millions. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to show off your numbers. Again, like nothing bad with the numbers themselves. You can mention that in the beginning, or not in the beginning, somewhere in the video. But like when you are presenting me this fucking fake facade of this $100 million, I run a company that does 500 million portfolio every year. I don't give a single fuck about this, about your numbers. What do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? You could have started this video differently, right? And then another thing, this is like so funny. Let's get into the next one just for a sec.
Hot take.
Never in my life, ever, am I gonna trust the person who made a plastic surgery to basically create this fake facade. If you look at her channel, like a few years ago, like 3-5 years ago, she was like so different in the way that she looked. And if you built this fake facade in your appearance, why should I trust you? Hello, wake the fuck up, people. Can you start looking? Can you start really analyzing, reflecting what other people are telling you, what this system, what this reality is feeding you with, right? Not like, I'm not gonna trust this fucking bimbo doll. Oh, you should not say like this. Go fuck yourself. If you have any problems with the things that I'm gonna say in this video, fuck off. Click off this video and never watch my channel again, all right? But like, really, I'm not trusting you. I am not trusting you. If you cannot accept yourself the way that you look, it's fine to, you know, obviously everyone wants to look good. But when you are performing like a pretty big kind of plastic surgery, no. Your advice in business has the same sort of weight. What I mean by this is, if she's not taking the way that she looks, if she cannot accept herself, why do you think that a single damn word that she says about business is actually true? We're gonna look at it and you're gonna see that this is all fucking fake facade. I don't know if we're gonna watch like this whole video. Maybe it's gonna be a lot of BS. I just watched like the first like few minutes. So let's get into it.
Catching up Monday morning from the weekend, you are already behind. The top CEOs prepare before the week. If you are trying to prepare when you are in a mode of execution, you're already behind the ball. How do you expect to make millions of dollars if you haven't mastered using a calendar? The people.
Such a bullshit. Such a bullshit. You know, so what she is doing, so she is painting the picture of this like, oh, the top CEOs. If I'm looking up to the top CEOs, what does that mean? It means that you're not a top CEO of your own life, of your business. If I have to look for fucking external validation or for fucking external examples to run my life and run my business, what the fuck are you doing with your life, my friend? This is such a ridiculous oversimplification in the way that, you know, you run your business, in the way that you like live your life. And this is the biggest problem that I see, like almost every single human being. You are looking for fucking authorities. Fuck your authorities. Literally, I don't give a single damn fuck about the opinions of other people, how successful the top 1% elite, or anyone who you are mentally masturbating to. Let me ask you a question, my friend. When are you gonna listen to yourself, to your true voice, to your intuition? Because the advice that she's telling might not be applicable to your business, might not be applicable to your life, all right? And this is just BS. It is just BS.
Get ahead in life, they don't wait for life to happen to them. They plan for how every moment of every day is going to go.
Oh yeah. Micromanaging. What she doesn't understand is that this reality is mental. It is mental. It is spiritual in the first place. All of you bitches who are trying to micromanage, to plan every single fucking decision, action in your business, you just smell of fear because you're trying to micromanage. For what? Like, what is the reason to be able to control fucking everything? It's because you are afraid that if you don't grip to this reality, you're not gonna get what you want. Bitch, relax your ass. Just relax. Why are you stressing so much? You think you're not gonna get what you want? You're not gonna get what you want in life and in business because you're gripping so tight, because you want to fucking control. That's just the truth, my friend. And you can argue with me, you can say anything that you want. But until you understand that this reality is mental, that your thoughts, your state of consciousness creates your reality, creates your business, well, you're just gonna stay in the same place.
Want to make sure they get the most out of every day because they know how valuable their time is. I had a portfolio CEO. He came to me and he was like, Layla, I am drowning. I feel like I have fires coming at me every day and I don't know what to do. And I said, the first thing I need to do if I want to be able to help you is I got to look at your time. Where is this person putting their time? Because where your attention goes is where your business is going to grow. He did what I call a time study, basically documents what he does with every hour of his day. And when I looked at it, I was like, no wonder you feel like shit because you're constantly using Mondays to catch up from the weekend. What he was doing was that he had no time spent planning. So he was constantly running the company on reactive mode. If you don't know how to manage your time, then you can't manage yourself.
Oh, let me give you a spiritual perspective on time. Time does not fucking exist. What is time? Like, what does time even mean? Do you understand that every single moment, it is now, it is the present moment. There's no past, there's no future. There's only the present moment. Past exists in your mind. Past is mental. There are infinite realities, there are infinite possibilities. Again, like, what she is telling is basically common sense. I do some sort of a planning when I'm preparing for my videos. I do, capture my ideas. I plan, okay, what do I want to record? Am I gonna, go out, maybe shoot some like videos like B-roll, or maybe I'm gonna do talking head like today. Like, I am cringing that so often all these gurus, all these people, they are selling you basic fucking common sense like it is rocket science, like it is like wow, like a big fucking discovery. If the guy, like she described, if the guy is doing, I don't know, like good money and you cannot plan, it's like no shit. But the more that you try to control the time, you're shooting yourself in the foot because time does not exist. There are infinite realities, there are infinite possibilities. Time is the illusion of ego human mind. Fucking relax. Plan what you want to plan. That's fine. That's good. But again, it's just the most basic fucking common sense.
You can't manage yourself, you certainly can't manage a company. I mean, it sounds simple enough, but like a lot of people don't do it. I get this. When I first started, I remember this distinct moment when I was sitting on my couch and I just had this overwhelming feeling of not wanting to do what was on my calendar. What I recognized in that moment was that if I don't have somebody else telling me what to do, I need to be able to rely on myself to tell me what to do. And so if you wait until Monday morning, what you're doing is two things. One, you eat into execution time. Monday is a day to execute. It's not a day to plan. Monday is when everything hits your desk. It's not time to sit back and say, I need to forecast what's gonna happen for the week. The second piece is that you're in reactive mode. If you take...
Oh my God, again, another bullshit. What she's basically telling you, she's telling you to turn your life and turn your business into this fucking soulless machine, like a mechanism. Let me ask you, my friend, do you want to become a function inside your business, or do you want the business to be extension of your soul, extension of your passion, extension of your interest? And most of you bitches, you're running a business that is dead. It is dead inside. It has no meaning. has no passion. All you're doing, you're mentally masturbating to your KPIs, to content, to whatever the fuck that you're doing, right? There's no passion in your business. And if you have passion in your business, wow, congratulations, welcome to the channel. I'm actually glad to have some conscious people who are like really aware of how they think, how they operate, and what kind of business they run. But most of you do not. You do not. And this is why I'm making these videos, just to expose all this fake bullshit, all this fake facade in your favorite gurus. And she's one of like thousands of like BS gurus out there, okay?
2 to 3 hours to plan your week on a Sunday, and you plan out every meeting. Then when you go into the week, what you do is you create all of this buffer.
You know what I like in my business? I like the feeling of being spontaneous, right? If I don't feel like I want to do a video today, I'm not gonna do it. Bitch, can you do like this? Or are you dependent on your business? You're just a high-performing slave. Think about this. And most of you don't even have the balls to admit it. You're doing something because the system itself, like this whole reality, it sold you a lie. It sold you a fucking illusion. You might have millions, trillions, billions. I'm gonna keep repeating that. That's gonna be like a local meme for my channel. But anyway, right? Are you actually happy? Do you have meaning in life? Do you truly love what you're doing here? I'm having so much fun exposing all of that BS and just, cracking jokes and just being myself on the camera right now. I just have fun in the process. I don't give a fuck about results. I don't give a fuck if my video is gonna offend people. I don't care if I'm coming out as like aggressive or, however that feels when you're watching my video. I don't give a single fuck. I'm just having fun. And that's the real secret to business.
It's all the time that you can use pulling the future into the present to get ahead.
Oh, yeah, pulling the future. All of you bitches are trying to control the future. You're trying to grip so tight. But the more you control, the more reality is gonna run away from you. Fucking relax. Relax and enjoy. That's the secret to life. That's the secret to business.
Extra time in your days.
Okay, this is BS. I'm not interested in that. Let's skim through. I don't know how much I want to watch from this. We're just gonna skim through because again, I don't have to break down every single point that she's telling because I've been filming for like 13 minutes. Maybe we'll do like half an hour more. I actually want to do some sort of like elaborate on some of the points. Let's get in. Let's keep watching.
Now, end of the day, that person is me. So if I have leaders who show up.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Let me find this.
Certainty, create followers who lack.
Leaders who lack certainty create followers who lack commitment. What I want to pay attention to, if we look at the reality from what I said, the spiritual point of view, and this is basically how this reality is designed, how like it operates. Most of you bitches don't know it, so I'm here to tell you. Look at the words that she is using, like leaders who lack certainty create followers who lack commitment. It's almost like it is it's not a company. It's like not that you are treating other people like people. You are treating yourself in the first place and other people as a mechanism, a function inside that soulless fucking cash printing machine. And this is something to think about. Sit and think about this. Why do you have to use all these complicated kind of words, ideas, phrases, concepts to describe the most basic stuff, right? What does that even mean? Let me ask you. So you've been watching this video for like 15 minutes, right? And have I used any single fucking words that wasn't really clear? I'm talking about like the fundamental laws, principles of this reality, principles of business, just like this. It's like talking to a friend. But all of that BS is just, it doesn't speak to me. Like, it's soulless, like it's dead. Like, none of that advice that she mentioned, it does not resonate with me. And it's like the most basic fucking common sense. I'm gonna call myself a leader. You don't have to do that. People gonna like you for your energy, for your aura. People don't buy your, let me rephrase. People, they buy into your energy, into your personality. You don't have to call yourself a leader or anything like that.
When I was running my first business, I was so fearful of making people feel like I was stepping on them, that I actually wasn't showing up certain enough for my team. And it actually wasn't apparent to me until a friend of mine who worked for me, who I was actually grooming to be the COO of Gym Launch, gave me some feedback on a one-on-one. I asked, do you have any feedback for me? And she said, sometimes I really just want you to tell me what to do. I've tried everything and I've thought everything through, and I actually just don't know what to do. And so when I'm asking you, it's because I want you to tell me what to do. And I remember in that moment, I was like, shit, I've had so much fear of overstepping that I've actually swung the opposite direction, where I have not instilled enough certainty in my team. And that's when I realized that there's being stubborn and then there's being insecure. And I was leaning to the side of being insecure. And so for me, that was really learning how to lean more into a more confident and certain version of myself, because what I recognize is that when leaders are indecisive or unclear about their vision, it creates this lack of reliability within their teams, and a ripple effect, not even from their team, but to all the other teams there. And I'm not certain, and I'm not confident in myself and how I present our business plan and our vision to the team.
Fuck your business plans. Fuck your business plans. Again, this is the most basic common sense in business, you know, like, and I'm actually gonna explain what is happening from the spiritual perspective, right? This is the exact thing that I was talking about, like somewhere in the intro, in the beginning of this video. This reality is mental. If you are insecure, what you are doing is you are projecting that insecure energy, and people sense that, right? People just sense that. She was being insecure, and that's why it wasn't really working in the team and the business, like whatever. Context doesn't really matter. There's this Hermetic principle, which is called as above, so below. What that means in human words is what you have in your mind is going to be projected and reflected outside. That's exactly that. And this is exactly what is happening. When you understand the principles of how this reality operates, business, life, everything, it will make sense. It will be like, wow, that was a fucking red pill. Now I actually get how this reality operates. Now I can use these principles to actually create the reality that I want.
Think of all the cracks that it creates along the way. Certainty creates clarity. Clarity creates speed. Speed creates progress.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit. So many of your favorite gurus, big names in the industry are so obsessed with speed. But if you really look into why you are obsessed with speed, it's going to be my hypothesis, is you bitches are way too desperate for the results. Because if you think that if I make big bang with speed, or if I make, decisions and I'm fast, right? Speed. Why are you rushing, bitches? Why are you rushing? Let me ask you this. Why are so many people obsessed with speed? It's like you're trying to control the future and you're gripping so tight. So like, oh, let me do more. Let me do faster. For what? For fuck's sake. For what? What's that gonna give you? Okay, you're gonna make another 50 million this year. So what, you bitch? So what? It changes literally nothing. If you were to enjoy the present moment more, if you were just to, just enjoy. Because speed does not equal to progress. And this is what most, especially like entrepreneurs, this is what you don't get. You've been conditioned, you've been brainwashed by this industrial system, right? Like industrial in the 19th century, right? And the beginning of the 20th century. You've been conditioned that like, oh, speed, faster. If I do more, I'm going to get more. No, you bitch, you're not going to get more. Because you get what you have in your mind. As above, so below. This reality is mental. What if I told you that you don't have to stretch your ass? You don't have to work 12-hour days. You get the things that you want. And most of your desires, the things that you want to achieve in life, is because you want to massage your fucking fragile ego. Because you think that, oh, if I create a big company, if I get this massive result, I'm going to prove to myself, I'm going to prove to the world, I'm going to prove to like whatever the people that you want to prove this for, right? There are infinite possibilities in the consciousness, in the infinite consciousness. And again, I'm not saying that I don't like strategy in business. I'm down for strategy, of course. Like, of course. Do whatever you have to do in your business, whatever works. But I just wants to offer you an alternative to look at this reality, to look at your business. And let me ask you this. Let's just imagine. It's going to be like a fantasy, like a fiction. Actually, this is not fiction. This is real shit. So if I told you that you can get all the business results by putting, let's say, just a little bit of intention, focus, so you're going to get big results just by putting, like, I don't know, 20% of the efforts that you're putting right now. I don't have to be specific. So whatever is the thing that you are doing, you might be like, let's say, like a music producer, crypto guy, real estate, like info business, online coach, fitness, whatever. It applies to all areas because these principles are fundamental. These principles are spiritual, right? If I told you that, would you agree? Would you want this? Of course, bitches, you want this. I'm giving you this for free. You don't have to obsess about speed. You don't have to grip. You don't have to micromanage to the things in your business. Chill the fuck out.
Progress creates momentum.
Oh my God, like, fuck your progress, fuck your momentum, fuck your speed. Means nothing. Means nothing. You try to build a business with logic. But logic is a construction of, it's a concept of human ego. Because again, as I said, consciousness, like, it's infinite. There's infinite possibilities of how things can unfold, of how, you can get whatever you want in life and business and so on. So why are you trying to control? Because you are afraid. You don't trust that if you relax, you're going to be worthy of achieving the things that you want. Most of you. Because you've been traumatized, maybe early in the childhood, maybe somewhere else, right? But you are worthy of anything that you want. Anything, literally fucking anything that you want. Just because you exist. Because every single human being is a part of the infinite consciousness. So why are you trying to prove to this reality with speed, with momentum, with like all that fucking bullshit? Do you want to be a part of the matrix? Of course, like, do it. Do it. You can live how you want. I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun. Making fun of you retards who are still believing into this BS that the system is like stuffing in your throat.
Momentum leads to success. And it all starts with
success, right? So, you are already successful just by the sole fact of your existence. Like, you see, she built this like speed, momentum, progress, success, right? Success for her, it is not like here right now. It's a future projection. Do you want to listen to these people? I told you they are full of shit, but not like in the way that I think they are bad. They've been lied by the system as well. They are a victim. Every single human being at some point, I was a victim as well. Like, not like in the way that I am actually choosing a victim mentality, but more like you unconsciously, you become a victim of this whole system, right? But it is like your choice and your responsibility to, hey, do I want to like live on my terms? Do I want to be the main character of my reality? I'm giving you all the keys for free in my videos on my channel.
Up certain about the clear vision you have. When people come in and they feel uncertain, it's always, guess what? It points back to one person, which is the leader. Now, end of the day, that person is me.
Okay, let's go next.
You can show up with certainty without having certainty. Is you don't.
Let's go to the next one.
Expectations and acting consistently. Leaders can build trust, which drives better results. The speed at which you make decisions sets the speed of the business. Long time ago, back in like 2016, I joined all these different business groups. When I first showed up at these events, I was like, oh my gosh, my business sucks. I bet all these people are way smarter than me. I feel like I don't even belong in this room. When I came back for the second event, and I remember watching people who were members of these groups go up, and the problems that they shared from a year ago were the same problems that they were sharing now. So many people wouldn't grow their businesses because they wouldn't make decisions.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you want to grow your business? And this is the question that none of you bitches think about. You just want to grow your business. You're just doing something in your life. But is it truly your decision? Is it truly your desire? Or is that a thing that has been implanted into your mind by the system, by these gurus, by all of like fucking matrix outside, right? Don't get me wrong. Really nothing bad with wanting to grow your business. But what is the primary, like the root desire? Why do you want to grow your business? This is the question that none of these motherfuckers are asking you. You're just telling, oh, if you make faster decisions, you're going to grow your business. But for what? What is the reason? What is your why? And not some fucking surface level, oh, I just want to make impact. What the fuck is impact? It's again just like a random example. But think about this. What is the reason you started your business? What is the reason that you are doing what you're doing? What is even the reason why you are living? Ooh, and now we are getting into the existential crisis. My little mental perverts. Yeah. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. You are doing something on fucking autopilot. You think you are like a fucking cool guy, you made millions, or whatever's the amount of money you have, and you think like, oh yes, I'm conscious, I'm like spiritual awake. No, you bitches. You've been manipulated by the system. If you cannot answer like the most basic questions, why do you want to grow your business? Why have you started a business? And most importantly, who are you and why you're here on this planet? None of you bitches can answer this question. None. So think about this.
Happens is that if you don't make the hard decisions, you get stuck in that phase of business. Because your business doesn't grow by accident. It grows by intentionally seeking out the hard decisions and tackling them head on.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is like romanticizing hard work, hard decisions. There are no fucking hard decisions in my business. I'm just having fun fucking making these videos, making short films on my channel, by the way. One is dropping like really soon in the next few days. It's going to be another deep one. Like it's spiritual, it's business, I'm just making art. There's zero fucking hard decisions that I have to make. And the problem is most of these gurus are fucking romanticizing hard decisions. You don't have to make hard decisions when the business is literally the extension of yourself, your passion. If your business is not fueling your soul, if it's not giving you more love, more passion, more, any sort of feelings that you want to experience, anything positive, right? Why are you doing what you're doing, my friend? That's a big one.
Decisions creates clarity, but it starts with making decisions because you can't get clear on what path you take until you decide which path it is. Your business isn't growing because you won't make decisions. First time I ever got into business, I had a
bullshit. Your business is not growing because you are mentally like right here. It could be like different reasons why, but I'm gonna give you a couple. Let me think. Number one, it could be the fear, right? You might fear of doing what you truly want, right? But really, the problems in your business are actually business problems. They are the spiritual problems that you have in your mind. Again, maybe, let me give you something. This is going to be a good one. Maybe you don't have to grow your business right now. Maybe, and most likely, you just want to show up for yourself. Give yourself some love. Do what you love. Because most of you are using your businesses as a fucking coping mechanism to run away from yourself. I'm getting a little bit emotional about this because this is what I feel. It's not what I see. This is like you feel this subconsciously. You can lie to yourself all day long, but you cannot hide because the energy speaks for itself. You cannot hide from people like myself. I see you right through. I see you right through. Your fears, your insecurities, your energy, it speaks for itself. You cannot hide with your business. You cannot hide with your appearance. You cannot hide from people who are in touch with their intuition, with their higher self, with their soul, with their spirit, whatever is the word that resonates the most. So again, maybe you don't need to grow your business. Maybe it's the time to look inside, sit in silence, because most of you bitches, you are running away from yourself. Are you actually spending time to sit with yourself in silence? Reflect a little bit and just allow the thoughts to come up. No, you are stuffing your monkey brain with more business activities, with productivity, with like content, social media, news perhaps, if you're watching news, right? All of that bullshit. You are a consumer. You are a product. So if you look at the percentage of of your day and generally your reality, if the percentage of your time in a day is more when you are consuming stuff, when you're actually loading shit into your mind, you are not an architect of your reality. You are a product inside the simulation. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And some of you have way too big of an ego to even accept that. You think if you build a big company, you think if you made like millions, billions, trillions of dollars, you are like conscious, spiritually awake. Nah, you're just a high level bot. Live with it.
That said something to me. Every unmade decision is an attention suck.
Fucking bullshit. Okay, I'm just gonna demolish this really, really fucking hard. As I told you earlier in this video, this reality is mental until you declare something. So if you say that this is true, every unmade decision is an intention suck. If you truly think this, if you live this like in your body, it's gonna be true. But not because it's fundamentally true, it's because you bitches are thinking way too much. You are thinking way too much. You're trying to predict, you're trying to control, you're trying to grip. When in reality, the secret is fucking relax. Relax and just enjoy. Enjoy your business, enjoy your life. All the answers to how to grow your business, to how to be happy, how to feel love, passion, they are inside you. They are inside you. But you're being of like too fucking stubborn, stupid bitch to even think about it. Stop running away from yourself. Sit in silence. Just allow yourself to really feel, to think what you think without judgment. Just observe. Just observe. Stop fucking thinking too much.
And so if you look at your attention like a jar of marbles, you only have so many marbles in the jar. And every unmade decision steals your marbles. If I have an unmade decision over here, an unmade decision over here, all of my marbles are not within my jar. It means I have a lot of attention. And then wherever I direct that attention, it's gonna grow something.
You know what's the biggest problem of the most like successful entrepreneurs? Like if we consider this like success, for me, I don't give a fuck about how much money you have. Success is inner freedom, your state of consciousness. There's no point of being like a high performance, high level, high performance slave. If you have all your millions and billions, but you are a slave to your business, you are a slave to your obligations, right? You think that you owe something to someone, to this reality, to people, to the company, whatever, investors, if you're like a big guy, right? Just making fun of it. And what she is doing, she's trying to apply logic to the mental principles of this reality. What I mean by this, so think about this. I'm going to give you the key to this reality. Every single thought that you have, it's like when you're writing code, right? Let's say you are making an app or whatever is the thing, and you write stuff. You write code. So every word, it is a part of the code. And you don't get the main thing. Every idea, every single idea and thought in your mind, it is like code. It has a vibrational signature. So what she's trying to do, she's trying to describe business as this like straightforward fucking logical thing, when in reality there's infinite possibilities in how your business could unfold and how your business could, like, how you can run your business. So instead of just you bitches are afraid of chaos. You think if you don't control, your business is not going to work out, your life is not going to work out. I love chaos. I love the feeling of being spontaneous. Ideas, business, whatever. I love being spontaneous. I fucking hate to control. I just like to relax and just enjoy. And whatever happens, it happens. And it's about trusting that the universe has your back, because you are the only one who is creating your reality, whether that's business or anything else that you're doing in life. All the principles, they stay the same, right? Now back to the point. So when out of the infinite possibilities of this reality, because consciousness, it's like anything you can imagine in your mind. Let's just like go out of the human reality for the second. You can imagine anything in your mind, right? Like any visual. It doesn't have to be like very clear and very sharp. What I mean is like even the idea, like the ideas of what you can imagine. And most of you are so stuck. You're so serious about this whole fucking plastic, all this like fucking reality. What I'm talking about like is the human civilization, right? You're so serious about the problems. You're so serious about like all these thoughts that the system is basically grabbing you by the balls like a little sissy submissive bitch. Oh, fucking pathetic cockroach existence, right? Back to the point. I know I'm ranting a little bit, but instead of just embracing the chaos, she's trying to put this into this teeny tiny little box. And you see why this looks so ridiculous? You see why this looks so ridiculous? Because if you declare, oh, this is the only way how things could unfold, and if I don't do this in my business is not going to grow. Yes, you're retarded because you're literally programming your reality. That's the only thing. Not because you're doing something wrong. Not because there's something wrong with the economy, with like, let's say the content strategy that you have for, growing your business online, whatever, right? Bullshit.
It was like every time I have a decision to make, I need to figure out how do I get all the information to make the decision? How do I get all the perspectives to make the decision?
Yeah, what she's doing is basically what I call the mental masturbation. She's like chewing this gum like, oh, like thinking. I don't like to think. I like to think a little bit, but I don't like to think a lot. And most of you bitches, what you are doing is you're not allowing your brain to just decompress. Just stay in silence. You're consuming, thinking, planning, strategizing. Does that help? Or do you feel exhausted? Because you are the only one who is creating all that mental noise and like you are basically just chewing the same mental garbage. Stop thinking. Just sit in silence. I don't know, like go outside, fucking touch grass. Right?
I gather all that as quickly as possible because I know that with each decision unlock.
Yeah, okay. Not interesting. What else do we have? This is actually a good one. Stop being scared of making the wrong decision because, as I mentioned earlier, there's no wrong decisions. You cannot make a mistake. There are no mistakes. Everything that you do in life is just experience. So stop being afraid of that. Actually, like, it's a good point, but all the garbage that she has like said in the video is like this one little thing, maybe like 2-3 little things that I picked up. But considering the whole context of the video itself, it's put in such of a context that it's not even like that valuable. Okay, what else do we have? Let's see. Yeah, there's no wrong way to do things. Okay, that's fine. We skip this one. Not interesting. Like the most basic common sense. What else do we have? Okay, let's see. Small problems unattended to always. Oh, okay. Let's break down this one.
The first time that this became real for me was back in 2018. We had just built our first business and it had gone from 0 to 17 million in like a year. Basically, our business was built on teaching gym owners how to run their gyms. Part of that was how to acquire customers. And something that we were really good at that time was how to use social media to acquire customers for gyms. It was something that other people had not cracked yet. When we first started, it was like you could get 50-cent leads. Then it went to like $1, then $2. And what was happening was like slowly people in our community were starting to get annoyed. The thing is that there's only so much that we could do because the cost of advertising on all platforms always goes one way, which is up. And what happened was about a year and a half after this problem started, I remember I logged into our Facebook group one day and I saw this thread just talking mad shit about us, this small nagging problem. I just continued to shove in the back of the closet or like under the rug. What happened is it had like hair had like come and like attached itself to the problem and like mold and like dirt and like all of a sudden this like little dust bunny became this like disgusting little raccoon hiding under my couch. And the raccoon came out and it was like, I hate you and you suck. All these people in our community, they were upset. They were talking about how they felt like we weren't doing anything about the problem. Even though the problem was one that I didn't have direct control over, what I realized in that moment was that I did have direct control over communicating about it. I could have explained and educated my customers on what was happening and all the things that I knew that made it obvious to me why it was happening that they didn't know. They didn't know that across all industries, costs were actually rising much faster than they were to them. And so what happened was I let a small problem get big because I didn't address it. Any major issue starts as a minor issue. So
do you want to, let me give you another secret. Again, it's common sense, kind of logic to communicate the problems, so to explain something to your customer or to anyone, right? But if you don't care about the thing, that's the secret. And it sounds maybe counterintuitive to a lot of you, but if you don't make a big deal out of a thing or an event, it's not going to be a fucking big deal. I'm going to keep reminding, I'm going to keep pushing that into your throats just like this. This reality is mental. It is mental. If you don't make a big deal out of a thing, it's not going to become a problem. And even if it becomes a fucking problem, it's no big deal. You know what? If you die tomorrow, it's no big deal. If the world ceases to exist tomorrow, it's no big deal. All of you bitches believe into the seriousness of this reality, of this simulation. If your business fails, like if it like dies tomorrow, it's no big deal. Nothing is a big deal until you make it a big deal. But you're so attached to control. You're so attached to like, oh, this problem, that problem, I have to take care of this. Relax, you bitch. Just relax. There's no big deal in life. The less you stress, the less you think, the less you mentally masturbate to all sorts of shit in your life, the easier and the faster you will get the things that you want. And as you go, the process will be so enjoyable. So enjoyable. Business was never meant to be hard. Business was never meant to be this like hard work or like, pushing hard and, But the system has fed you with this lie that business is hard. You have to do this. I'm not going to go too deep into this in this video. Let's just keep watching.
Don't address the small problems, they turn into big ones. Anytime I feel something's off, I address it right then. So something that I ask myself a lot is I say, what small nagging issues have I avoided? Most days, but especially...
Not even interested, I don't give a fuck about this. I'm not gonna sit here and overthink. That's the way that I treat my business. Quality creates demand, and okay, let's watch this one. I think we're gonna be wrapping up the video.
Will demand you become. Quality creates demand, and demand creates growth. I did not understand this concept in my first years in business. I thought that in order to get bigger, you needed to push as hard as possible to force yourself into the marketplace. But there's a point at which you want people to pull you into the marketplace. When we had Gym Launch and we were first starting off, there was about a year and a half where 45% of our business came from word of mouth. And I thought it was like the best thing that could have ever happened. At one point in time, I remember getting on a meeting and someone pointed out our referrals dropped from 45% of our sales. They were about 30% of our sales. Rather than saying, how do we get back to 45%? We said, great, let's run more ads, let's start email, let's do SEO, let's do all these things. And what happened was that number went from 45 to 30 to 20. And our satisfaction went from like 90% to 80 to 70, and it also started to drop. And then what I was noticing is that all these people coming in who weren't referrals, they cost more money to get, and they weren't as good and didn't stay as long on the back end. About a year into doing this, thinking to myself, gosh, what did I do wrong? I then found this quote that really stuck with me, which is, you have to get better and let your customers demand you get bigger. And I looked and I recognized, I was like,
this is again, like, you know what's funny? This is exactly what I'm talking about. All these gurus, they are just copycats of each other. Almost probably every single what you call big guru, the people, the figures that you are mentally masturbating to, they're just regurgitating same shit. Oh, Elon Musk told this, Jeff Bezos told this, Steve Jobs told this. I don't give a fuck about anyone. It's my life. It's my business. I don't give a fuck unless I actually like it, unless it actually resonates. But if you look at how these gurus operate, all they are doing really is they just regurgitating the same ideas. She pulled up a quote and like, oh, like, there's this quote. I don't give a fuck about this quote. I am the only one. I am the only one who is creating my reality. I am the operant power of my reality, right? So why do I even need to listen to like fucking quotes, opinions, ideas? Unless it resonates, I don't give a fuck. So this is, again, like, we're not gonna watch this point till the end. Let's break down the last one, and it's gonna be it for this video. But this is, again, like, this video is just a pure, it's just mental masturbation. It is just mental masturbation. And this is what I'm talking about. You bitches think if you made big bang, you automatically know how this reality operates. No, you don't. You don't understand a single damn thing about this reality. If you do, well, maybe you can write something in the comments, like reach out, whatever. I just want to actually talk to people who understand the game, how this reality truly works, okay? Okay, let's skip this one and let's get to the last one. I'm not even interested in the last one. I think the length of this video is cool. Okay, what do we have? Most leaders are not good teachers. Okay, maybe we break down this one.
But most leaders are not great teachers. Want to become a better leader? Become a great teacher. Just to clarify, yelling at people is not leadership. It is what unskilled and lazy people resort to when they don't know what else to do. Back when I was 20 years old and I got one of my first jobs out of college at a gym, I finally learned what a great leader does. I came into an organization, it was a big Globo gym, and I didn't know how to do anything. And so when I came in, I felt scared, but I was also so eager to learn. Like all I wanted to do is I was like, just point me in the right direction and I'll fucking do it. And I was really lucky because I got a really fantastic boss because that person taught me how to sell. I'd never sold before. And I look back and I think about that person, I think about how great of a leader that person was. And one thing that they did consistently was, besides all the time they put into training, on top of that, had an hour every week that person met with me, and they called it mentorship session. I got to just ask all the questions that I had in that hour to gain learning and understanding for anything that I didn't know. And I look back and I think about how that was one of the greatest experiences I could have had, because what I learned is that being a leader is not about telling people what to do, it's about teaching them what to do.
This is a good one. There's really nothing I can complain about. And I have, depending on like where you start counting from, but I started a YouTube channel like in 2020, which was dedicated to music production. But as I grew my music coaching business, so like I'm still like till this day coaching people in music production and everything like that is related to like building a brand in music. And now not just in music, but like literally building a brand, like all the spiritual and business stuff as well. And it taught me a lot of things about psychology, about people, and this is good. And honestly, one of the best things that you can do for your business is start making videos, start literally like sharing your experience, because the more you teach, the more you talk, especially if you understand the principles of how this reality operates, how it's designed, that it's mental, it is spiritual in the first place, and only then secondary, it is material. When you get this, wow, I mean, it's going to be so much easier for you to run your business. But was it, I think it was something about the leaders or whatever, right? I just want to repeat the point one more time. People buy into your energy and into your aura. So if you can lead yourself, then other people will follow you as well. It is so easy to actually lead people right now, because the overall, like the spiritual development, the consciousness level of most people, even like if you're successful, I don't give a fuck, it is so low. So when you truly understand how this reality operates, it is going to be easy to build a business. It is going to be easy to create the life that you want, because when you understand, when you start living that life in your mind, in your consciousness, everything changes. The moment you stop being dependent on the outside things, on the external things, this is when everything changes. Maybe you notice this, that the moment you stop wanting something desperately in your reality, it's the moment that this whole fucking reality gives you the thing, because it can no longer hook you on the thing itself, right? You become like, I don't care. And this is when things come. And if you're not getting the results out of your business that you want, you care too much, you're too dependent. You're probably using your business as a coping mechanism to massage your ego, to prove something to yourself, to prove something to your reality. Maybe it's not exactly that, but it's going to be pretty close, okay? So I think, yeah, I don't want to watch this anymore. If this message has resonated, and if you want to understand the principles of how this reality is actually designed, how to become the architect, the open power of your reality, build the business that you truly want, with passion, with love, with joy. And I like this phrase: if you like to get paid to exist and do the things that you love, I'll see you in the spirit circle.